What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. In this video, we're going to talk about the things that you should be concerned with for Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 or a OnePlus Open or a Pixel Fold phone or any folding phone for that matter, because you might be new to the game, you might know about folding phones and be interested in getting one, but maybe you don't know all the things to worry about. But I have to admit, I love the phone, and as long as you do the last thing that I tell you, you'll be absolutely fine and covered. So without further ado, let's jump into it. The first one is dust in the hinge. You know, you've got this hinge here, and there's always a possibility, even if it looks completely closed, there's always the possibility of sand or dust or pretty much anything that's really fine getting into this hinge and either breaking the phone completely or making it so the phone doesn't completely close, or making like a noise so when you open and close it, it just is not a complete fun experience, and it makes your experience with the phone a lot worse. So you want to be concerned with, again, fine dusts or fine sands or things that are really, really small that could potentially get into this phone, because they don't have dust resistance. None of them do currently at the time of making this video. And even if they do, there's still going to be a potential point where there might be a way to get some dust in there and it might ruin your phone. So just be careful. Speaking of dust resistance, there's water resistance. Now, some of the folding phones do have water resistance. Z Fold 5 does. But, you know, if you bring it into salt water, there's a good chance that any phone, including a folding phone, will break. And if you keep one of these phones in water long enough, there's a really good chance it'll break as well, even if it has water resistance. If you keep it there for a day, or you lose it for a while, or it's too deep, there's a good chance it's going to break because of water. And it still could break because of water, even if it's meeting the requirements. So you really got to be careful that if you dunk this or swim with this or drop this or bring this in water, there's a chance it might get ruined. So again, be careful with the water resistance if it has any, because the OnePlus Open doesn't have any water resistance. It can handle some light rain, but again, just be careful. What about breaking two displays? You have the option of the ability. What about breaking two displays? You could break the inside display, you could break the outside display. You have multiple things to worry about on this phone, and you want to get a good case, so make sure you get a good case. I love this spec case. I'll link it down below. It's protective, and I've dropped my phone multiple times and it always keeps it clean and free. So, you know, that's a really more of a worry. Usually most people only have one screen like this, but these have two screens, so you have the option to unfortunately drop it and it being broken, so be careful. Folding phones have multiple moving parts, unlike again a slab phone, which is just a slab of a phone. This one, it's almost like you have two phones built into here, and you have a hinge and you have two screens and you have a lot of moving parts. So it's got to be something you're going to be concerned with, that there's a higher probability of you easily breaking this phone in the short term or long term over the years because of the multi-moving parts. Going back to the displays, you know, sometimes this main display is the one that breaks, unfortunately. A lot of the time when it does break, you'll just randomly have some black line running through the middle of the phone, or something weird going on with the screen. Not even so much as crack, maybe you didn't drop it, it just breaks. For whatever reason, one of the cables inside came unhinged or something. And it's going to be something you're going to be concerned with, that if any of the displays are going to break, it's most likely going to be the main display, either out of randomness or you dropped it. Speaking of the main display, some apps don't look good on this. Like, some of them look perfect, some don't. Some have issues where it looks like you can see everything, but you know, there's a little menu item you can't see, so you have to end up closing the phone, and then you can always see it on the regular outside display. But the main display, it's just sometimes some apps, games, just don't look right, or you have to turn them a certain way, or they just don't work. They'll work, but they don't fully show everything. So it's something to know. The last thing is, these phones are expensive, so obviously you know what you're getting into. They're up to, you know, $1,800 or $2,000. They can be very expensive. Get insurance. Just be safe. Get the insurance plan with the phone. That way, if you break it or lose it, because sometimes they have loss prevention too, at least get the breaking insurance. You can get it fixed. So that is the main thing about these phones, that if you break it, have the insurance so you can get it fixed. You don't have to pay out of your pocket and pay a ton of money. Either get it through the carrier or through, I usually do it right through the manufacturer. So do whatever you want in terms of that, which insurance you want, but always get insurance with folding phones. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. and we'll see you down the road. Peace.